have brothers that come on my channel.
Fans may receive you a certain way, but you have to be conscious of the brand.
They can perceive me however they want. When I have brothers come on my channel, Town Business, and Dante know this, he way more controversial than me. I have him come on my channel. I don't care what nobody think. You know why? Because that's my brother. And at the end of the day, I'm ride with him.
Hey, we back live.
Somebody got a problem with it, the hell with him.
Well, I think we back live right now. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me see 1 second. Hold on.
It's a great conversation, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Let me. Okay.
Still got love for y'all. Ain't no issue with y'all. I just want y'all to know, man.
Oh yeah.
Real. And I ain't saying nobody in here. Y'all need to understand. Not Dante. Not nobody in here. You know, getting on their knees and buck dancing for nobody. But my thing is this. At the end of the day, listen, man. Everybody got their own approach.
And I'm back.
Ticket TV do not represent Dante's Boxing Nation as his brand. My bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We back live, but I want to see. I hit the live. It said we live. I want to see. I want someone to comment. Hey, I want someone to comment to make sure we back on. Had time to listen to Kenny Porter interview. Okay, I think we back on. We back on. We back.
Hey Dante, I want to touch on the point that Ticket brought up earlier too.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, AK. We got guys. We back live. We got AK. We got Ticket TV. We got my man Reggie on the horn. Yeah, and my man Money Powell. Go ahead, AK.
Yeah, before I ask Ticket the question, I just want to point out one thing about what Sean Porter and Kenny Porter said one time to Jamal Charlo when they were sitting and they were talking about when he knocked out Lubin, that Sean Porter looked at his dad and told him, hey, I ain't moving up to fight this guy. So all I was saying is I bet when he sees Errol Spence fight, he be saying the same thing. So we know Sean Porter don't want that smoke, period. Like, that's not even nothing to talk about. But as far as Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, I believe, you know, even though I do want to see that fight next after Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia, but if Heyman pressured Sean Porter and Keith Thurman to fight Errol Spence, it do make sense for Errol Spence to get them belts so he could have more leverage when the negotiation starts with Terrence Crawford, because it's going to be on two different networks. Like, the fight going to be on both ESPN and PBC. So it's kind of like
all callers are muted.
It makes sense if that fight ain't next, because, like I said, if Errol Spence is able to get those fights and get those belts, then he's able to, like, he will have more leverage when it comes to the negotiations for the Terrence Crawford fight. That's all I'm saying.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. To me, it ain't nothing.
And good stuff, AK. I want to take another call, man, since these cats, they've been waiting on hold through the reboot process and everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and, and let me go ahead and take another call before my man Ticket TV bounce up out here. You said you got to get up out of here too, Ticket TV? Ticket, you still here? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I think his card.
Okay.
You know,
my bad.
You know,
he was on.
It's either dropped or he's muted.
No, he was muted. He
had me on mute.
Yeah, he was on mute.
My whole thing to the brother was, and I'm getting ready to go down. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here now. To the brother who just spoke, my whole thing to him is this: we wasting our time. You talking about him getting leverage? How is Errol Spence gonna get leverage if they don't want to fight him? I told you before. Sean Porter's running around here looking like a dusty ass Ike Turner. He don't want to fight. The man just told you he gonna fight Ugas. He got 2 more mandatories after that. He gonna go fight them and then fight Keith Thurman. That means that Errol Spence ain't nowhere in the stratosphere at that time. Keith Thurman's talking about he wants to unify before he fights Errol Spence Jr. So after Mikey Garcia, what is Errol Spence supposed to do? Fight 2 more off-brand fights and waiting a whole another year just to get that fight before he can get to the Bud Crawford fight?
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just Bud down.
Great point.
If he goes out to Bud now.
I agree with.
If they force, what's his name, Sean Porter and Keith Thurman to fight Errol, then it's okay if they don't fight Terrence Crawford next. If not, then yeah, we got to see that fight.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Them to fight,
yeah. I agree with you, Ticket, on that one too. If Sean Porter and Thurman is not gonna get in the ring, then yeah, I want to see that fight next. And I think it kind of sped up the process when we seen them confront each other, and we seen the way the boxing world, received that, them facing off the whole world. I think they want to see that now. But anyway, all right, guys. So Ticket TV, he had to bounce. That was my man, Ticket TV. Let's go ahead and take another call, man. Once again, and Reggie was on mute too because he doesn't have a. Okay, all right, man. So let's go ahead and take another call, guys. We got 510. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, yo, what's going on, Dante?
What's good with you, man? What's good, man?
Chilling, man. First and foremost, man, like I said, man, I'm a long-time listener, man. Always been a fan of the show, man. And you live in Thailand now, man? Where you at, man?
I live in Thailand now, man. Yeah, I'm out here in the country, in the village, man. Khao San Quang, Thailand right now, man. Yeah.
That's what dope.
It is. That's what it is.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
But anyway, just to add to the conversation, man, it's dope, man. From now on, I'm only calling in from now on, man. That's like, it's just so much doper, man. You get to hear all the conversation and everything. So I advise y'all all to call in, man, instead of listening on YouTube, man. Call in.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
But a question for Money Pal, man. Your son fights is a light heavyweight, right?
No, he's a middleweight.
He's a middleweight?
He looked like he's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so what's next for him? And what's going on with his career?
Well, we were hoping that he would have something in December. That didn't materialize, so we were told by his promotion that it would be something in mid-January. And when I looked on the schedule, he just might. I don't know. He just might end up on the undercard of Caleb Plant.
Yeah, that'd be a good look.
Uzcategui?
Uzcategui.
Yeah, Uzcategui. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
All right.
That would be a pretty good card.
Yes, it would be.
For him to be on for exposure. And also at the same time we're looking to, just give with the promotion just to step him up with a little bit more experienced guys, especially from off of his last fight. He's showing that he can actually deal with these guys. So it's just, build the house solid.
Yeah,
we know that we know that he can go out there and really compete with some of these upper level guys, but
you don't want to rush him.
Just take one step at a time. One step at a time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who would you guys look more to sign with? I mean, if this is something that you could talk about, I don't really want to, Who would you look more to sign with? More Al Haymanish or you more the Zone or
he's
coming with the best?
He's with Ringstar Sports.
Okay.
So really, Al Heyman and Richard Schaefer, they're very more or less like a tight knit. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So right.
Yeah. Yep.
So he's already with
good stuff
with the promoter Ringstar. So we'll see what happens later on down the line.
And once again, guys,
Ringstar is a very good company. They treat the people well. They really do.
Yeah,
Great people, very professional. Very good.
Schaefer, man. Schaefer's a good guy, man. He took Golden Boy to new heights, So yeah, and so just in case you guys haven't watched, once again, Money Pal is talking about his son, his professional career. If you guys haven't seen some of his vicious highlights, I have the link in the description box, okay? So click on that link and you guys can watch some Money Pal's sons in work, or at work, okay? Hey, thanks for calling in. I'm going to try to get to another one, man, before I get up out of here, all right, man?
Hey, take it easy and have a good one now.
One more question before y'all dip out, brother. What do y'all think about that Caleb Plant Uzcategui fight, man? And I'm out, man. Appreciate the call, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Ooh, that's a tough man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for Caleb.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I mean, but Money, like I said last week or earlier this week, these are the type of fights that that makes us love boxing. You get to see these fighters step up in competition. How are they going to look against a guy who's not in there to make you look good? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he going to deal with it?
There you go.
We're going to get to see his level of adversity and everything when it comes to Caleb Plant. I don't know. I mean, Caleb Plant is my boy, man. He's my boy. But this is a tough fight for Caleb Plant. You know, Caleb is going to have to. He's going to have to fight with the same energy and confidence that he's been showing against lesser opposition. And, you know, can he sustain it against someone as tough and durable as Uzcategui, Money?
Mm-hmm. Well, look, that comes down to his sparring. You know, the main thing is you might as well just go ahead and get raw on the sparring. You have to go out there and find the guys that are just like his opponent that he's about to face. You cannot hide from that. Don't water anything down. It's like, hey, I need tough guys in there that I know that's going to give me some trouble. You know, you just and tell the truth on yourself, you know, and be prepared for it. So, you know, hey, once those lights turn on, you're ready to go. When everyone is doubting you, you'll show them, no, I've had this all along. So as long as the sparring is good, you know, the choice of sparring partners, I think that will help him out a lot. But he will be in a challenge, though.
Yeah, I mean, who do you lean to in that one right there, man?
I'm thinking, me personally, it's very difficult. Yeah. I just have to be honest. Yeah. It is very based on styles. You know, this guy, you can't really finesse him. You know, let's just, you know, look at his last two fights. He was in there with a guy that does more of a finesse style of fighter in Darrell, and he walked right through it.
Yeah,
he walked right through Darrell. You know, and to me, I just said, well, okay, the first one was just a tough one, and the second one was just a continuation. I said, no. I said, this you have to be something special in terms of concentration in order to be able to give him, in order to give, I can't really pronounce his last name.
Uzcategui.
Jose, I think that's his first name.
Yeah, just stick with Jose. That's the easiest.
I just stick with, I think I'll just stick with Jose. You know, just to really give Jose a lot of trouble, man. He's got to be on point, and on top of that, you got to watch out for his left hook. And he's got a nice little chippy overhand right.
Yeah.
And he throws it. He throws these punches while coming forward, and he has leverage on those shots. So you have to be very careful when turning angles away from it.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That's how, what's his name? Julius Jones. I mean, not Julius Jones, but Julius Jackson got stopped by him. He was doing okay at first, but he tried to exchange while turning an angle, and he got caught. And once he got caught, that was it. He just couldn't get away.
That was it. Yep.
Jose walked him down and automatic fade to black.
Faded. Yep. With that being said, and everybody is I see a couple cats talking about Manny Pacquiao versus Broner. Me personally, I think Manny Pacquiao is gonna win that fight. You know, I think Broner's style is somewhat tailor-made for somebody like a Manny Pacquiao. Broner, he'll stand right in front of you, and you know he'll pose a lot. That gives Manny Pacquiao a lot of opportunities to use his angles, bounce in and out.
Dante, you nailed it, Dante. The thing is, if Broner would throw his hands, man, he'd be so much of a different fighter now. But that is his biggest downfall.
Yeah.
He stands there and he poses. You pose in front of a buzzsaw like Pacquiao if you want to. It's going to be a bad day for you.
Yeah.
It's going to put you on the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, his best chance would be to actually do something that we don't see Broner do too often, which is try to bully Manny Pacquiao. You know, try to get him on the ropes. You see, Jeff Horn. Of course, Jeff Horn was much bigger, but you notice Jeff Horn did something that a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans never did, and I never knew why. But he got him on the ropes, and he plastered him with combinations, because when Manny Pacquiao backs up, all he does is puts up his hands in his high guard, and he leaves himself wide open with body shots. He leaves himself open with all kind of uppercuts and everything. And Jeff Horn took advantage of that. Yeah, Jeff Horn took advantage of that. And the question is, will Adrian Broner do it? You can't. You're not going. I don't think he's not good enough of a counterpuncher to just try to win a counterpunching match. You got to outwork Manny Pacquiao. And once again, Manny Pacquiao does not have the best defense. And when you when you put him up against the ropes, Manny Pacquiao is extremely vulnerable. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's how I see that fight, guys.
Yeah, but the problem, Dante, but the problem with that is that, you know, Adrian Broner likes to play that waiting game, like his last fight with Vargas.
Posing,
He was, you know, the first half of the fight, he was just waiting, and you can't do that with Pacquiao. And, you know, you see, like Money said, when Broner let his hands go, you know, he could do some damage, but he just chooses not to. I don't know if it's something he sees or he likes to study his opponent before he let his hands go, but with Pacquiao, that waiting game's going to get him killed. I mean, I don't see Pacquiao stopping him, but I see Pacquiao winning the fight too as well.
Well, yeah, it would be. That's one thing about Broner. Broner does have a chin because he ain't been stopped yet. But go ahead, Reggie.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing with Broner is something that Paulie Malignaggi pointed out some years ago about Broner's inability to return fire when he's under distress from, you know, a person throwing high volume punching. He starts to shell up, and Pacquiao's a high volume puncher, so we may see a frozen Broner unless he changes something, confidence builds, but his Achilles heel is his inability to, you know, scrap with a person that's throwing punches at him. And that's one thing I haven't seen him fix from what Paulie Malignaggi pointed out some years ago.
Yeah. I mean, once again, man, if Mikey Garcia can discourage Adrian Broner, you would have to imagine Manny Pacquiao landing a left hand that would really, really slow down, you know, Adrian Broner when it comes to his confidence in the ring. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully, once again, you know, all of these disappointments in Adrian Broner's career, you know, pumps him up, and we see the best. But I've been saying that for almost all of Broner's fights. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. It's time for Adrian Broner just to show and prove. Somebody was asking me, he said, hey, did y'all see the Brandon Rios Alvarez fight? Yeah, I heard it was fireworks. Honestly, I haven't seen the Maurice Hooker fight or the Brandon Rios fight yet. I just got so busy. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch them today.
You know,
but go ahead, Money.
Yeah, when it comes to Rios, I want him to retire.
Yeah.
You know, the first round had me worried, okay? I don't want to be on spoiler alert for anyone, but listening to him, the slurring is starting to kick in a little bit more. He has a harder time turning when his opponents move around him. It's like he has to really think now. Everything he does, he has to think about before he can actually do it.
Yeah.
And and it's like, you know, people are like, oh, he needs to step up in competition. For what?
Yeah.
He's going to get destroyed.
Step up
in
competition.
I don't want to see that happen to him.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I tell you what, there was someone that went off on me earlier, and he said, you know, I'm a fan of Rios. I said, well, I can see that you're a fan, but you don't care about it.
Yeah. Or you don't care about him.
I said, no, you don't care about it, because I'm just looking at him. I'm like, just go back to when he fought Alvarado. I mean, he was warrior all out, you know. I mean, he just looked more together. And yeah. I think that he has some brain damage. And I think that they should tell him, hey, look, just walk away now while you have a chance. You know?
Yeah, man.
You're 32 years of age, and when I just look at him, he just looks worn down.
And hopefully he done made some
older than 32.
Yeah, and that's usually what happens when you don't have a good defense in this game and you continue to take damage. You know, you will look like you 42 at 32. You know, we've seen a lot of fighters, and that's why a lot of fighters have retired like in their late 20s and their early 30s, because they continue to take too much damage. That's why, once again, defense is one of the most important attributes in this game. You know, I remember
I agree with you. I agree.
I remember when Marco Antonio Barrera, the great Barrera, when he was undefeated, looking like a monster. He was a Terminator, coming forward, knocking everybody out. He was being looked at as the next Chavez. Then he got knocked out by Junior Jones. After he got knocked out,
Jones.
Yep. After he got knocked out by Junior Jones, he completely altered his entire style. He became a straight boxer, and he was a great boxer.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty much, he boxed just like Manuel Marquez basically, and he ended up outboxing and beating the hell out of Naseem Hamed. You know what I mean? So and he said now that I've switched my style, I believe that I will be able to fight a lot longer in this sport of boxing. And he was right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was right. So, yeah, that's just my way of saying you're right, Money. He should definitely consider.
No, and
or becoming a trainer or something.
That is true. Now, some people, they keep going back to I think people get hung up on the Rocky movies, and I think those movies are awesome, but there is no music when you're getting nailed like that. See, that's where a lot of these fans don't realize there's no bounce back music.
Yeah.
All it is there is a tone, a sound that you probably, and flashes of light because you're getting hit so hard and so often.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you're looking up like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You have this blank look on your face like, hey, what just happened? Oh, that looks cool, man. And, they have the commentators, saying these things, and it gets the fans really into it. But you're not in that squared circle. You're not the one going through that.
And
there is no music when you're getting hit with shots like that. So I just want Brandon to give it up. Give it up now.
Yeah, and because every time he did, and every time he did get hit like that, every time he stepped up in competition, this is why he ended up getting knocked out, because he gets hit like that.
Yes.
So yeah, it ain't nothing positive about it. At
Garcia had just shown us that not long ago.
Mm-hmm,
I mean,
absolutely.
Danny Garcia hit. Yeah, it's so sad. He looks good, but he just so happened to be in front of a guy that was tailor-made for him. Now, if you put him in there with guys that are like that to a certain extent, or a little bit lesser power, yeah, you probably could, have him fight a little bit longer. Absolutely. But you're just delaying the inevitable. This guy is taking a beating every time he steps in the ring with that F- defense of his.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a couple more calls before we get out of here, because I really appreciate these guys. They waited on hold in this long show since we had all these problems rebooting the computer and everything. So let's try to take some more calls, man. Let me see here. We have 612, I believe. What's going on? 612. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's up, Dante? This is Jay calling from Minnesota.
What's going on, Jay? What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, not a thing, man. Not a thing. Well, I just wanted to kind of talk about the Terrence Crawford and the Errol Spence thing, as well as I want to talk about as well as Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. I want to kind of touch on that. Now, I think personally, the whole Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence running into each other, that is probably going to wake up a lot of people, and it's going to also open up the eyes of the fighters in the division as well, because as of right now, majority of the division knows that these two guys are really the guys to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Keith Thurman, he's undefeated, and he's had his share of injuries. How far the extent of those injuries are. That's up to debate, or up for debate. But and then of course we have Sean Porter, who just won his title. After of course with the extent of the injury, he was able to pick up that title. But really, right now, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., these are the two guys that have the most, I would say they have the most to put at risk, as well as they have the most to gain.
Absolutely.
So these two are the two guys to beat. So
yeah,
really it makes sense for these two to build their fight, and it makes the most sense, money-wise, even though money,
absolutely.
I mean, it shouldn't be a factor, but it is. Unfortunately, it's going to be. But that makes sense for them to build that fight, and then, that's that helps everybody out, because now with this happening, it's going to build the story for the build up later.
Yeah.
So I think this helps both sides out. This helps out both sides.
I completely agree.
And
I mean, well,
yeah. So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say.
But yeah.
Go ahead. I'll let you, since you're gonna be on the horn for a couple minutes. Go ahead, man.
But yeah, I think, and then with as far as that's concerned, and yes, and another point that another caller brought up, or someone else had brought up in your show, they were saying to the effect of Terrence Crawford pulled up on him, and I don't think any of that matters. I think what really matters is that these two guys who have been going over, battling back and forth on social media, has now come face to face and has said, "Hey, I will fight you, but I want to do what I want to do on my side of things," which is what Errol Spence said. I want to take care of my side of the fence before our sides collide. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was best for him to do that. And then as far as Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, I think Mikey Garcia, I think he's very brave for taking this fight, and even though I think he should have unified a couple of other divisions first, but I am happy that he did take it, because he's showing a lot of people that are already in his division, hey, he should have been fighting you guys when he got the IBF belt. Mm-hmm. Now I'm fighting him, and I have a chance to take that IBF belt when you could have taken it a long time ago, before he gained the level of experience he has now. So I think him, and especially if Mikey Garcia is successful at winning this belt, which I don't think he will be.
Yeah. Hello? You there? Hello? Okay, guys. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 quick second, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We almost about to wrap this up, but once again, man, my business line, for whatever reason, it continues to drop after every 60 minutes. So I need to figure out why is it doing this. But anyway, guys, give me a second. Let me call back in, because everyone is still online. They probably still talking right now. Let me see here. Yeah, we about to wrap this up. I think we've been about 2 hours in, 2 hours plus, something like that. Let me go ahead. Hold on, y'all.
This service is provided by pre-conferencing. Access code accepted. There are 8 participants in this conference.
Please announce yourself.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Go ahead, guys. Okay. You guys can keep going.
Yeah,
go.
My thing is, I don't view Lomachenko as being a career. It is a career-defining moment, but no moment is bigger than him stepping up to fight a Errol Spence. Even like you're bringing up Kell Brooks. Kell Brooks, in his quest to fight Triple G, was looking very good in that fight. He's looking very good in that fight.
Yep.
So what happened? So.
But like, as far as Mikey Garcia chances beating Lomachenko is at 50-50 compared to Errol Spence. I mean, fighting somebody as good as Errol with his jab. I mean,
he makes a good point. Sure.
It's a good fight still. I feel like he would give Errol a good fight, but it just doesn't. I don't see what he sees. Even if Errol don't move his head or whatever, his jab alone will give Mikey a lot of problems.
And that's a great.
Just seeing him take that fight.
That's a great point. That jab.
That jab.
He don't even have to really land the left. Yeah, he don't even have to really land the left hand.
I mean,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He broke Kell Brook eye socket with it. I mean, and Kell Brook is a big dude. I mean, and we all know at 147, Mikey Garcia is not going to hit harder than Kell Brook. So if Errol Spence didn't have problems with Kell Brook, I mean, he did have problems with him early on, but he adjusted. I don't see him having that many problems with Mikey.
And those are two different styles. What's up?
I'm more intrigued by Mikey Garcia wanting to step up versus rather than watching him fight Lomachenko, because I want to see what he sees.
Yeah.
And to see what the outcome, the possibility.
I agree. And to make the comparison, yeah, I mean, if Mikey Garcia were to fight against Errol Spence, if he were to fight against Lomachenko, that would catapult him as pound for pound one of the best fighters or whatever. But yeah, of course, if he got a win over Errol Spence, I mean, it's going to be real hard for any other, pound for pound fighter to top that, unless they beat him, what I'm saying, after he beats Errol Spence, like say, for example, if he were to beat Errol and then Terrence Crawford, were to beat Mikey, that's the only thing that would really top that. But yeah, Mikey could have took the easy way out. He could have just said, you know what, let me just stay down here. Wasn't nobody going to criticize him for fighting against Lomachenko, obviously. You know what I mean? So he could have took that route, but his pride, man, his pride, I think, honestly, it kind of bothered him that people were basically calling Errol Spence the boogeyman and all that kind of stuff, and he basically said he ain't so bad. He ain't so bad. You know what I'm saying? So you're right, Reggie. I'm curious to see what it is Mikey Garcia sees, because I sense a different type of confidence. I sense a different type of confidence with Mikey. I mean, I really, think he really does see something. But like I said in my video, it's a difference seeing something and actually taking advantage of it in the ring. So yeah, we'll see.
You think it's a different type of confidence than the confidence Kell Brook has?
Yeah, I think
with Mikey.
Yeah, I think it's a different type. I mean, I don't know what that really implies with that, but I think it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same type of confidence. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same kind of confidence.
Because when Kell Brook, remember when Amir Khan fought Canelo and he was trying to fight Amir Khan, and Kell Brook was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna fight Canelo?" I felt like Kell Brook was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna fight Golovkin." When he threw it out there, he will fight Golovkin at 157. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
So
yeah,
I mean, he was kind of like rivaling Khan, what Khan does, but Mikey kind of just did it out of nowhere. So yeah, he probably is seeing something, but I'm just saying, whatever that something he's seeing, I feel like it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah. Mikey's a night. He gonna see a nightmare, huh? That's what he gonna see. Yeah, I mean, the weird thing with Mikey Garcia, man, is Mikey Garcia has never really been an inside fighter. He's never really been an inside fighter, and like I said earlier on in this show, even when Robert Easter tried to force an inside, fight, Mikey Garcia actually pulled out of the trenches, and he went right back to a distance type fight. He won't be able to do that against Errol Spence. And once again, like Arab, that was a great point you brought up. People are not even thinking about his jab. People are not even thinking about Errol Spence's jab. He has that ridiculous height and reach with the jab, and he can fight on the inside. So it's like, yeah, man, it's going to be tough.
I'll tell you one thing for sure, though. Robert Easter, that fight before Mikey Garcia, like Robert Easter, he's tall and rangy, but he's not a fighter who's great at using his length and height. He likes to fight. Like, he likes to, just fight in the inside and fight it out. Meanwhile, Errol Spence could really box if he wants to, and use his jab and also, like you said, the dude he really inside fighter too.
Yeah.
So, and Mikey's not an inside fighter, so it's a hard task for Mikey. So
yeah,
we'll see.
But I do think Mikey will look good in the first maybe first 4 or 5 rounds. I really do. I think it'll be an interesting chess match, but eventually the pressure will start to close in. The walls will start to close in.
And normally, Dante, when a small fighter move up to weight divisions to fight the bigger fighter, the small fighter has one advantage most of the time.
Speed.
Which is hand speed.
Yeah.
Like when Pacquiao fought Oscar De La Hoya.
Or Margarito.
And Mosley too. Yeah, Mosley when he moved out to fight Oscar, but still, but with this scenario, Mikey, I don't think he's faster than Errol. I feel like Errol, probably got the hand speed part.
Yeah,
Mikey got great timing. I tell you that he got great timing, but he's not a fast fighter. Like, he's not a Gamboa when it comes to his hand speed. So when you talk about moving up, fighting a guy like Errol who's faster than you, hit harder than you, got more reach, all that is a tough task. But I do see him being competitive for sure, though, early on.
Absolutely. You guys hearing it from my man AK. Yeah, let me I'm gonna take maybe maybe take one more call maybe. We got 219. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, it's Mike, man. I'm calling from Indiana, and I wanted to say thank you, Dante. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
With everything, man. God bless you. I hope you doing good out there in Thailand, wherever you at, man. But I wanted to get on the topic that a lot of people are just throwing Keith Thurman under the bus. Like, this man didn't just fight Robert the Ghost Guerrero. He didn't fight Luis Collazo. He didn't fight Sean Porter. He beat an undefeated Danny Garcia. You see what I'm saying? Keith Thurman is a monster, and people just don't underestimate. They underestimating this man. They throwing him under the bus. He was the only 147 pounder with 2 belts, man. This man, I'm telling you, Mikey Garcia is going to have a whole line of people lining up to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence relies on his pressure and his strength. Now, when you get in there with somebody that's not scared of you, my father was a boxer, Kent Green. He fought Muhammad Ali. When you get in there with a fighter that's not scared of you, it's going to be a problem for Errol Spence. He said he watched Lamont Peterson. When Lamont Peterson pieced up Errol Spence a little bit when he hit him. I'm telling you, he's seen that.
And and good stuff. I want to respond to everything you're saying before I forget. But Kell Brook wasn't afraid of. He fought Errol Spence like he wasn't afraid of him. You're right. Lamont Peterson, he fought Errol Spence like he wasn't afraid of him. And I believe Mikey is going to go in there with the confidence that he has right now. But both Lamont Peterson and Kell Brook, they both got knocked out. There were a couple cats that fought Mike Tyson like they weren't afraid of him. You know what I mean? And they got knocked out. Going back to Keith Thurman, though.
You're right. You got a point, Dante. But I ain't finished. But I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
I'm going to let you finish. Hold your thought. Let me just, because I want to respond to what you said about Keith Thurman. This is why we want to see Keith Thurman in the ring with Errol Spence, because of all of those things you said he just did. You feel me? That's why I want to see him in the ring. That's why it's annoying me. I don't like the fact that Keith Thurman just recently said, I want to get my WBC belt back. But he didn't even mention getting the IBF belt, which is Errol Spence's belt, or the WBO belt, which is Terrence Crawford's belt. This is what's frustrating me. So it's not that people are taking credit away from him. This is why we want to see him in the ring with him, because he is, the equivalent to an Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why. The reason why Keith Thurman, he wants to go the route that he's going, because he had to vacate. Whether they stripped him or he had to vacate, he's still that champion. He's the mandatory. So Sean Porter is just he's just a poster boy right now, and he's going to get that belt back from him. He wants to go in that fight with all momentum. Now, when you fighting a fighter like Spence, you see what I'm saying? Spence I want to say he's a one-trick pony. He relies on his strength. Keith Thurman just said you can't just rely on what you're good at. Keith Thurman is the smartest fighter in boxing. A lot of people have said that. He's very cerebral. He can get in there. You seen what he said with Bundu. They went in there, they said, have you studied Bundu? He said he throws such and such amount of punches. He throws such and such amount of hooks. He times it. He's going to study this. I'm telling you. He is going to be in there. He's going to use speed.
He's a student of the game.
He is. He's very cerebral. He's going to get in there, and I'm telling you, he's going to be the hardest fight. Keith Thurman is going to be the hardest person to beat, because you know what? He goes in there and he's very elusive. He's awkward. He uses his feet to get away, and that's exactly what Floyd Mayweather did.
I think one thing for sure, I think the toughest fight for Earl will be Terrence Crawford. But as far as Keith, yeah, I mean, you sound like you got more confidence than him because, you know, as far as like, you know, he don't have that type of confidence because he won't get in the ring with a man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to keep in mind.
Right. That's what I'm looking at.
You're right. He has to have that type of confidence.
Even Terrence Crawford said it, y'all. Terrence Crawford said, who's going to be the hardest fight for you? He says Keith Thurman because boxers can see stuff. Keith Thurman sees stuff that people can't see. He has power in both hands.
Well, I'm just like, let's see it. I keep it real
let's see
simple.
it. Let's see it. Let's see it. I want Terrence. Look, this.
I'm telling you, 2019, y'all gonna see Keith Thurman one time back. I'm telling you, he took all this time out. And
but is he gonna fight? But is he gonna fight Errol Spence though in 2019?
Yes, he's gonna fight. Listen, when he beats Sean Porter out, I believe he's gonna beat him by knockout. When he beats him back, he's gonna fight he's going to fight Errol Spence, and that's going to be the fight.
But you really teasing us right now. We hope you're right, man. We hope you're right. But see, once again, one more time. Hold on, AK. One more time. This is what I don't like. I don't like the fact that Keith Thurman he calls out Sean Porter. There's nothing wrong with him going after Sean Porter. There's nothing wrong with him wanting to get his WBC belt back. But what he should have said was, I want I want Sean Porter, and then I want Errol Spence. And then I want, Terrence Crawford. That's what he should have said. Matter of fact, he should have just said, I want all the belts. And hopefully by the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020, I have all the belts. So that's what I hope he does.
Dante, I'm telling you, Keith Thurman he said, look, I want to get this one. He said, I want to get this one, and then I'm going for all the belts. He said, I ain't Floyd, son.
But he
said, I ain't Floyd, son.
Yeah, but he's not saying that now, no.
He's not saying that to these guys. So.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. So, Dante, when he said, I'm not Floyd, I will fight Errol Spence. My question is, first of all, when you say you're not Floyd, Floyd fought everybody we wanted him to fight. I mean, people going to bring up the Pacquiao fight, but we all know it was Pacquiao who turned down that fight for a blood test, right? So, throw that out the window. Now, let's think about it. You're saying you're not going to make us wait like Floyd did, right? But Errol Spence called you out in 2015. The fight, it sounds like it's going to happen in 2020. That's 5 years from when Errol Spence called you out. What do you mean you're not Floyd, but you out here making us wait 5 years?
AK.
So if you're not Floyd, you will have been fought him in 2015 or 2016 when he called you out. Because if you keep the same energy you told Paulie Malignaggi, don't touch me, son, you would have been fought him then.
AK.
But apparently he sees something in Errol Spence that he doesn't like. That's why he want to make it almost his last fight.
And AK, and let me just say this. You got to look at it this way, too. Errol Spence is like Keith Thurman's Diego Corrales, if you want to really compare. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, we all know, Diego Corrales at the time was a monster, and people actually favored Diego Corrales to beat Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people don't know this either, but Diego Corrales was on the pound for pound list. They had Diego Corrales rated higher than Floyd Mayweather on the pound for pound list.
Floyd Mayweather.
Than Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather took the fight and knocked him out. So when Keith says, I ain't no Floyd Mayweather, no, you right. You're not Floyd Mayweather. Because Floyd Mayweather, he was fighting them type of opponents in his young prime. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting these type of cats. And once again, I get so annoyed with, man, I'm about to really take it another direction, but I get so annoyed. I get so annoyed when people make this Manny Pacquiao Mayweather comparison when we already know the facts. We already know Manny Pacquiao was the one that turned the fight down. Why do people keep trying to compare whenever a fighter ducks someone, compare it to Mayweather, Pacquiao? If you're going to compare that, then Keith would have had to negotiate with Errol Spence. Keith would have had to negotiate with Errol Spence, and it would have had to been Errol Spence to turn down the fight. But that's not what happened. Keith has never come close to negotiating. He won't even tell the fans that he wants to fight him after Josito Lopez, or after he fights Sean Porter. Go ahead, guys.
Exactly. So if Keith Thurman want to be the cash cow like Floyd Mayweather turned out to be, you got to go through that stage of Pretty Boy Floyd, when Pretty Boy Floyd fought everybody. He was calling out Oscar De La Hoya back when he was at 130 pounds. He was calling out Shane Mosley. And all these guys didn't want to fight him. He was moving up in weight, calling out Prince Nassim Muhammad, everybody you could think of, and nobody wanted smoke, right? So if Keith Thurman kept that same energy, calling out Terrence Crawford, wanted to fight Errol Spence next, all these guys, he probably will make it to that stage. But he's not doing that. He's already acting like he already beat all the fighters. Like he's already, like the way he was acting on his interview, he's acting like he got a resume like Floyd.
Yeah,
when you don't,
you can't.
At the end of the day, so in all Keith Thurman fights so far, he was the favorite to win. I don't recall a fight where Keith Thurman went in and he wasn't the favorite to win a fight. If he fight Errol, that's a fight probably he won't be favored to win. But that's the fight he doesn't want at this point. You know, either you feel like he's not ready because of the injury or whatever. He's still not mentioning Errol as the next fight. He keeps saying, I want the Sean Porter rematch, blah, blah, blah. But he never said, oh, I want Errol Spence after that.
Yeah.
So it lets you know that Keith Thurman knows himself that Errol Spence is the man at that division, and he feel like he ain't ready yet. He even said it himself. He said, I ain't ready yet. Errol Spence has been ready, but I ain't ready yet. I'm going to fight Errol Spence when I'm ready. My question is, when you going to be ready? I mean, shit, how long we got to wait?
Yeah.
Right. And did you watch the interview? I think it was on Barbershop Conversation, but there's the interview at the PBC schedule, and in this, body language is everything when you're trying to read a person. And in this interview, when he spoke of capturing these belts from Porter, Garcia, his body language was, and his confidence in the way he carried this interview was one of being comfortable and not this and that. As soon as the question was brought up about Errol Spence, you can watch his whole language change. The huge gasp in the breath, the irritation and everything, and his tone kind of shifts towards one of, being kind of confrontational. You can see that there's a lack of confidence to where he know what's the deal. His thing is he's in hope that somebody knocks Errol Spence off, and where he doesn't have to line up for that.
Yeah.
And he's hoping Terrence Crawford. He's hoping to Terrence Crawford because he keeps throwing Terrence Crawford under the bus too. He keeps saying, "Oh, Terrence Crawford ain't nobody, this and that." But okay, if Terrence Crawford ain't this or that, how about you fight Terrence Crawford?
Yeah. I mean,
I agree. Actions speak louder than words, man.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words.
And once again, the whole thing. Whose background is that? Somebody over there slurping up something.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. Let me. Yeah. Who's 612? 612. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of 612.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, yeah. They was over there. Boy, they was gonna get the last drop of that slushy is whatever they had at 7-Eleven. Oh my goodness, boy. But anyway, hey, let's try to take another call, man. Let's take another call. Let me see. We got 269. What's going on, 269? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Jeff K from Kalamazoo, Michigan, big dog.
What's good with you? What's good, man? What's on your mind, man?
Been loving the show. Long time listener, been about 3 years. You've been putting me on a little undercard gang. You know what I'm saying? Because I always love the Floyd Mayweather and these cats that want to talk about the boxing, like you talk about the decast. I'll be listening to you on here. But anyway, what's the young cat that won this weekend?
Jaron Ennis or a Maurice Hooker?
Nah, it was Hooker.
Yeah,
I
Hooker.
watched that fight. That boy
Maurice,
hard.
Maurice,
he got knocked down. They was cheering against him. That was OKC. That boy got up, and that was Errol Spence. That's where we saw the little beef, right?
Yeah, that's where we seen the beef.
Right.
That's where we seen the beef.
Yeah, and I liked it that because I didn't boy train with he trained with
Terrence
Spence,
Crawford.
didn't he?
Well, I think he trained with Terrence Crawford.
Crawford.
Yeah. He sparred
right.
with Crawford, and Crawford gave him a lot of shots out, saying that Hooker, really helped push him a lot in training. Yeah.
Yeah. See, man, you put me on. See, I be telling my homeboys, I've been watching boxing for years, and so I've been watching. I know you didn't heard about it all night, so I don't want to go there. I want to talk about the new fellas. But like the Floyd stuff, I'm from Michigan, and I got homeboys. They don't like Floyd, and we from Michigan.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Floyd talk. It's like the Ali thing. Like when my pops used to say, you know, like they be like, oh, he talk too much. I'd be like, what you mean? He doing this thing. Don't. If he boxing people up, what y'all mad about?
What y'all mad about?
And that's where I used to be.
And that's what.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, Dante. Go ahead, big dog.
No. I'm just listening to you, man, and I'm just glad, you know, cats like you calling in and picking up on this kind of stuff. Because, like I said, man, I mean, Roberto, and see, if social media was around, you know, for the last 100 years or whatever, you know, then you guys will really, really get to see Roberto Duran, for example. Man, Roberto Duran, he treated people like complete shit. You know, he flipped off Sugar Ray Leonard's wife. You know, he damn near, man, he did all kind of disrespectful stuff. But they love Roberto Duran. And you would never get nobody from Panama saying, oh, man, I can't, man, yo, fuck that Roberto Duran.
We would have our own people cheering for us, right?
Yeah. Man, that's what it is, man. That loyalty is different, you know, on the other side. It just is.
Right. And, I was born in '83, so I got really turned on to Floyd when Floyd whooped Gotti ass. So I was around and I was like betting. I had a homeboy. You remember Jermaine Taylor?
Yeah.
I had a boy from Little Rock, and he was like, not to throw shade on Jermaine because he was a good fighter, but I had a homeboy that was from Arkansas. I was from Michigan, and then I remember they was on an undercard with the Baltimore fight, and we were betting, and he was like, man, Floyd finna get his ass whooped, my boy, you know. And I'm like, Floyd ain't getting, you know, anyway, that's a different story. But what I'm saying is, Big Dante, is like, I be looking at it like, why nobody disrespect Floyd for what he do with his boxing? You know what I'm saying? When, like, okay, when he whooped up Pacquiao, if Pacquiao would have whooped up Floyd like that, they'd have been like, oh my God, he's just such a great boxer.
Yeah.
He's the best boxer. He does it. But now when Floyd do it, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's a boring fight.
Let me tell you something. I mean, I told this Dante before on the phone offline, but I remember when Floyd fought Conor McGregor, right? I was asking people before the fight. I would ask people, "Oh, who you got?" Like, you know, casual boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? So they would tell me, "Oh, I want. I think Floyd Mayweather gonna win, but I want Conor to win." And I'd be like, "Oh, what? I'd be like, why is that?"
For what?
I'm like, why? Oh, they'd be like, oh, because Floyd Mayweather talk shit. I'm like,
they just didn't like Floyd. They just didn't like Floyd.
Yeah, but I'm like, Conor McGregor talk the most shit. So you can't tell me you thinking you want Conor to win.
Can I tell y'all a story real quick? Because I love y'all boxing show. I've been listening to y'all. I'm subscribed.
Real quick, bro. Go ahead.
All right, I'm at a restaurant. I'm not trying to make the racism. Like, I know you get that all the time anyway. But anyway, I'm at the restaurant, and when the Floyd finna fight Conor, right, I'm like, I want to see it. So I got a couple of my uncles. They from Detroit. They like, we don't want to see that bullshit. That's some garbage. But we end up watching it anyway. And then, we end up watching it anyway, and it turned out, you know, an event. Everybody loved it. So I'm like, when I go back to the zoo and go watch it with the white folks, sorry to say it like that, they were like devastated. They were like sick that Conor lost.
Yeah.
They were like, they didn't even get it. Like, how did he lose? I was like, well, you know, you got a man that's fighting MMA, that's fighting boxing. Y'all ain't think Floyd was gonna do nothing? And they were like, man, I don't want to talk about it. But I was like, why?
I don't want to talk about it.
I was like, no. But I was like, if Conor would have knocked his ass out, I know I would have been going to work that day. And they'd have been like, yeah, Conor whooped. You know, they would have been.
It would have been a holiday.
I know they would have.
It would have been a holiday.
Yeah, they'd have been like, yeah, he whooped his ass, punk. And I was like, well, I get, you know.
Yeah, no.
I was waiting on to get on it on your show. I really wanted to ask you this. This is what I want to ask you a question. A boxing mind. What about Sugar Ray Leonard? And what if Sugar Ray Leonard would have got to fight Floyd? Who would have won? On a boxing, I'm just, you know, because I love your show and I watch it and I know what's going on with your show. You be speaking knowledge. I know Sugar Ray fought fighters like Hearns, Hagler, you know what I'm saying, Duran.
Yeah,
he fought a lot of a lot of beasts.
And that would be a great matchup.
I wonder if Floyd would have been able to. I think Floyd would have probably got Leonard.
Yeah,
on a technical point.
I agree.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. I think Floyd Mayweather would have beat Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, once again, man, people have to look at Floyd Mayweather's IQ, his intelligence. You know what I'm saying? He has the lowest percentage and opponents hitting him. You know what I'm saying? So when people try to say he's pound for pound the greatest defensive fighter, it's not just defense, because his offense stats are the highest as well. He's the most accurate. He's the most accurate puncher, you know, with punches landed as well. He's just way more intelligent. And the thing is, the sport of boxing evolves. The sport of boxing evolves. That's why, you know, even if you had a Muhammad Ali, you know, going up against some of the more modern day heavyweights, Muhammad Ali would have problems because the sport evolves. You know what I'm saying? People don't get hit.
That's why people want to talk about Ali and Tyson, stuff like that.
Yeah. The sport evolves. People don't get hit the way they used to get. Like you said, Tyson had a defense that was 10 times better than Muhammad Ali's defense. But Floyd Mayweather's defense was way better than Sugar Ray Leonard's defense. You know, Floyd Mayweather is great at taking away your best weapon. You know what I mean? So I think Sugar Ray Leonard, he would have been completely frustrated against Floyd Mayweather. He would have got frustrated because even Floyd Sr. frustrated Floyd Mayweather Sr. at times in their fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. They forgot about that. They can look that on YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch that fight. Floyd Mayweather's dad is fighting Sugar Ray Leonard, and he even frustrated Sugar Ray Leonard at points. And we know Senior was nowhere near a Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean, Junior.
Hell no.
So yeah, that's the answer to that, man. But hey, man, I got to get to another one, man, because we gonna wrap this up, man. We've been 3 hours in.
I know you're gonna wrap it up, but I was waiting for so long.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say, like, you know what I'm saying, you be doing your boxing nation, your cooking nation, man. I've been on it, man. But the last thing I wanted to say, I know everybody always hit you with I've been listening to the radio. It's just like, what about Aaron Pryor? They forget about like Aaron Pryor and them type of guys that was like them sluggers.
He was like the Errol Spence. He was like the Errol Spence of his career.
Yeah,
at this time, everybody avoided him. Nobody wanted to fight him.
Aaron Pryor, they didn't want none of Aaron Pryor. I don't know if he, you know, that was like the little drug thing or the little, what's the one guy that the trainer that was giving,
Panama Lewis.
Panama Jack. But Aaron Pryor was a beast.
Yeah. No
Sugar
doubt.
Ray Leonard didn't want none of him.
Yep. None of them did. Tommy Hearns didn't
want
to fight
none of him.
Tommy Hearns didn't want to fight him. Yeah, man. And
Tommy Hearns fought. Tommy Hearns took. That's why he kind of punch drunk. He took blows. He took shit from Marvin Hagler. I just look at it like this. I'm gonna let it go right here. The old school fighters, they fought harder, man. They didn't. The Sugar Ray Robinsons, Joe Lewis's, the old school cats, they fought. It was like 15 rounds. They had to go an extra 3 rounds.
Hey man,
had to go an extra 3 rounds.
I don't mean to cut you off, man, but I gotta get to another one, man. But hey, good stuff, bro. Real good stuff. I'm glad you brought up, you know, all the legends, man. And we're gonna talk more about it too, all day. All right, take care. Take care, family. Take care,
big
family.
homie.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, man, some good stuff right there. We done did this so long, the music done stopped. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Get one more.
Yeah,
one more call.
You said one more? You said one more, Reggie? You said one more?
Yeah, one more.
Hey, okay, fuck it. Let's go ahead and do one more, man. We do one more call, and we're going to get up out of here, y'all. Oh, man, this sun's starting to burn my damn back right now out here in Thailand, man. So we got 510. Oh, he just hung up. See, I guess he didn't know. He didn't know he was going to be the next call. Okay, so let's take another one. Okay, let me see here. All right, we'll take this one. We got 213. What's going on, 213? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Dante, man? This is D, man, from L.A., California, man. How you doing?
L.A. What's good, man? We good, man. We good. What's on your mind?
Look, I'm gonna keep this real quick, man. You know, I know time is up, man, and, you know, a lot of people be on there for 5 to 10, 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You got a lot of callers. But I think people was underestimating, man, Mike Garcia. This dude grew up in the gym.
Yep.
Was taught by his brother and by his father. And he analyzed Floyd in so many ways that he, I believe his boxing IQ is higher than people give him credit. And for a long time, I believe that, you know, he didn't want to really, he was like, you know, I feel like he wasn't too much for sure about his boxing ability. So, you know, I think it was like picking and choosing his fight. But when he fought Broner, how he made him look and ran through him, it really was like crazy, man. I just couldn't believe how he just made that boy look like he just couldn't really box like that.
Yep.
You know, my point of saying it,
I completely agree. And the funny thing, real quick, what you saying that's a great point, because when he beat Broner at first, I didn't really think it was that big of a win because Broner didn't throw any punches, and it just looked like, you know, Mikey Garcia was getting, you know, an easy fight, and we didn't know why. But I was more impressed when he did that to Robert Easter, because Robert Easter was the undefeated. Yeah, he was the undefeated young lion in that division. Yeah. And when he did that to him, to an athletic, undefeated fighter who had been calling him out for 2 years, that's when I was like, I'm really, really impressed with Mikey Garcia. And that's when that made the Broner win look even better to me. I thought that made the Broner win look even better. You know, so, yeah, I feel you.
And one thing, too, that, you know, people have to remember, this guy grew up in the gym being a gym rat. So, and we never knew he could hit that hard until they said, you know, in plenty of videos that he broke Marco Badano's rib in sparring. And I'm like, damn, if he broke his rib, so we don't know how much power he got, but he sees something. And, you know, this may sound kind of, you know, cliche, whatever, but this dude, Mike Garcia, man, he's like a black guy, man. Like, this dude got some skills, man. I really believe that he gonna turn his boxing ability to a different level where he gonna give this dude Eric Spencer, man, all he got, man. And this gonna be a real dog fight, man.
I agree.
Gonna be, man, this gonna be a crazy fight.
I agree.
One thing for sure, if Mikey Garcia moved up to welterweight to fight Danny Garcia, I mean, in my opinion, I will favor Mikey. You know, even if he fights Keith Thurman, that's a 50-50 fight to me.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I would pick him to beat. I would pick him to beat Keith Thurman. I don't know, man. I think that Mikey is that good. But yeah, that's why I said I could see this fight being. And I said it in many videos. I see this as possibly being Errol Spence's toughest fight, or one of his toughest fights for the first 6 rounds. It's just hard for me to believe that Mikey's going to be able to keep off Errol for 12 whole rounds. And that's where the challenge is going to come in the second half. Yeah. And like Andre Ward said, that's when the fight really starts, after the 6th round. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
Because even Salido, you know, remember back in the day, Salido was kind of getting to him, you know, and he was a small fight at 126. So that pressure from Errol, you know, I believe it gets to him too.
That's a good point. AK always bringing that heat. Hey, that's a great point. Orlando Salido made Mikey look uncomfortable in that fight. You know, a lot of people, we didn't really get a conclusion in that fight because it ended prematurely, because Mikey Garcia, he got his nose broken. And you know, and right when he got his nose broke, that's when Orlando Salido was starting to apply a lot of pressure on Mikey. You know, once again, Mikey is not a pressure fighter. Mikey's not an inside fighter. So yeah, this is gonna be a good fight, man. And man,
you know what, Dante? You know what? You know what? Not to cut you off, man. But when that dude fought Broner, then he fought Robert Easter, that to me really made his confidence was like confirmation to him. Like, and this fight is something about him I see different. Like, I don't see no fear in him. I see like he really, really is confident, and that got me wary. I'm like, dude, this dude sees something that we don't see. What do you see? Like,
that's
man.
I'm not. That's funny you say that, man. I ain't gonna lie, because that's kind of how I seen it too. I'm like, man, this dude's confidence is through the roof. What is it? You're right. That's the way I felt too. That's the way I felt too. Like, man, he must really, really see something. I mean, this is some serious type confidence, man. And this is a guy. This is a guy. And the fact that he didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford, he didn't really want to fight Gamboa when Gamboa was at the top of his game, but he wants to fight Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? And is willing to do whatever it takes to get the fight. I mean, man, that tells me that I'm telling you, man, that's something that says a lot about Mikey, man. That says a lot about Mikey, man. Hey, but hey,
so
bro,
we definitely gonna see, man, how it's gonna play out.
Hey, man, but thanks for calling in, bro. Good stuff, man. You got me pumped up even more to watch the fight, man. So
no problem. You have a good one, man. You know what? I've been following your show since your last like 8-9 years ago, like way before you switched over to your new blog, man. I was following you a long time ago, man.
Yeah, man, good looking, man. Was it? I don't know if it was 8-9 years, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
but good
it was about 8-9 years ago. Yeah, it's been that long.
Has it been that long? But anyway, I remember when you switched back over, man. Like you switched over, and your views start going up, and your whole description and everything start going up, man. I'm like, dang, this dude really took it to a next level, man. And since then, you blew up since like about 8 years ago. Hey,
you blew up.
Good looking out, dog. I appreciate it, man. The fact that you've been here since day one and you've seen the evolution, man, the progression, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, man. Hey,
one
man.
Love, man. One love.
Take care, man. Take care, man. All right, guys. We're gonna go
yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. And,
hey, Dante.
Go ahead, Money.
Dante.
Go ahead, Money.
This is what goes on in my mind when and maybe I'm just reaching back just a touch. Now I remember when Mikey Garcia's brother, Robert Garcia. You remember when he fought Ben Tacky?
Yeah, when wait. Oh, you talking about when Robert Garcia fought Ben Tacky? Oh, you went way back. Yeah. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now he started out doing well.
Yeah, that's
he was looking good and some of everything else, but slowly but surely, it's just because it's what Ben Tacky was doing to him. He started putting pressure on him and staying close on him and getting the inside, and all of a sudden he finally caught up to Robert. He nailed him with that left hook, put him on the canvas, and he just really couldn't recover after that. That was roughly about it.
Yeah, and
I'm seeing Errol Spence almost in the same way as being like the potential Ben Tacky to Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
I mean, that's just maybe I'm way out there on the limb by myself, but Mikey kind of fights a little bit like Robert in a sense. But one thing that they do have in common, it's like when you make them go backwards and you start putting a lot of pressure. Well, when you start putting a lot of pressure on, when what's his name? Doggone it. You were talking about him earlier. He lost to Garcia last year, July.
Oh, Easter. Easter.
No, not Easter. Before Easter.
Oh, Broner.
Oh, Broner.
Adrian Broner. I'm sorry, you all. My mind is just slipping on me. Yes, Adrian Broner. When Adrian finally decided, hey, I'm gonna, go ahead and start letting my hands go and start throwing some punches, all of a sudden, hey, he's got him going backwards now. But up until that time, it was just Mikey Garcia the whole time. But it was at that moment, even though it really wasn't that long, when he decided to let his hands go, all of a sudden we had a little bit of a different fight.
That's true.
It was a little bit different. And I'm thinking with Errol, I just really see it that way. I think Mikey's going to look good. He's going to come out. And he's going to use some tactics, boxing tactics here and there, land some shots from time to time. It's going to be a little bit different. I think the pressure is going to start real early, maybe around about the end of the first round, going into the second round. And I think it's just going to be extremely difficult for him to make an adjustment. He won't have any other choice but to stay close on the inside and fight. He's going to fade.
Or
now, how far will it go? I don't know.
Or he will have no choice but to constantly move. But even, you can only move for so long before the walls start closing in as well. Once
that is true.
Yeah, because them body shots gonna take the air out of them tires, and you ain't gonna be able to move around the ring that fast. So yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Usually, most family members, like if you see like brothers are like in the same family, especially like out of the country, Mexico, or even here in the United States, and they have a real tight knit family. A lot of those guys, they fight pretty doggone close to the same. And if most of them lose, they lose almost somewhat similar. They're like these common denominators of why they lose. And it's like, oh, this was the common problem for each one of them. May not be the case, but it's just something to think about, though.
It's something to definitely think about, man. Hey, great stuff, man. Great stuff. We had a real good show tonight, y'all. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Once again, my panelists, my man Reggie, who was on with us, always on with us. My man AKA Rap King. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. My man Money Powell. My man Money Powell III on the horn, as always. And shouts out to my man Ticket TV for calling in and hanging out with us for a little bit.
Oh, Ticket.
We will be back next week. I'm moving around. We're gonna go to Pattaya. Me and my girl, we're gonna go out there to Pattaya and hang out, and I want to go to Phuket. That's where Floyd Mayweather was. It's funny because people don't know this, but when I came out here to Thailand the first time, I didn't even know while I was out here, Floyd Mayweather was out here as well. So wow. So I was in Pattaya, and Floyd Mayweather was in Phuket. And so Phuket, a place where they have some of the most beautiful beaches out there. I'm gonna check out all of Thailand. So we're gonna do a little traveling out here in the country. So we'll be back Sunday for sure. I'm gonna take my equipment to Pacquiao and try to set up the studio somewhere out there. But anyway, man, thanks to everybody for tuning in all day, man. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Hey, man, make sure, man, y'all hit that like button on your way out, man. That's a great way to show your love, man. And we will see you guys next week. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hashtag Dante's Boxing Nation. Hashtag Dante's Cooking Nation. Hashtag Dante's News Nation. Decaf Busters Dante's Travel Nation. Hashtag New Media. Y'all know what it is, man. At the end of the day, it's the nation. We out of here, baby.
Goodbye.
Yep. All right, y'all. Oh, yeah, and make sure also, guys, before I go, make sure you guys click on that Dante's Boxing Nation DAZN link. If you guys want to watch Rocky Fielding, or maybe I should say Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding for free. You want to watch the Big Baby Miller fight that just took place and all the other fights you missed this month. You guys could replay all of those fights, and you can watch, once again, the Canelo Alvarez fight. For 30 days, you get a free little trial, okay? So click on that link in my description box, and that's what it is, y'all. See y'all next week.